Hi friends, welcome to Knitted Creations podcast. This is podcast number 6. Okay, it feels like it has been a very long time since I sat down and recorded a video, and it has been a long time since I did so. It has been a very hectic period for me this last couple of weeks, so my priorities have not really been on recording a YouTube video. So I'm sitting down now, I have some time, and I'm so excited to let all of you know what I have been working on. So in my last video I was talking to all of you and I was planning my fall, and we are in fall now. It's not as hot as it was last time as I recorded. It has become very cold actually here in Stockholm, and the leaves are starting to turn yellow, and yeah, we're really in the transition stage right now when it comes to all of the trees, and I just think it's so beautiful. And I have finished one of the projects that I was talking about in my last video. My finished object is the one that I'm wearing. It is sweater number 14 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I knitted this in this beige color, and I have been using it a lot since I finished it because I find that the fit is such a perfect basic sweater, and I find that the color is such a perfect basic sweater color as well. It fits well with jeans, black pants, yeah, almost anything. So I've been using this one quite a lot since I finished this project. So I will read my notes on what yarn I used because I don't remember them in my head. So for my sweater number 14, it's a drop shoulder pattern. You start with the back and you knit a rectangle in the back and you create some short rows, and then you pick up one shoulder part each, make some increases here for the neck, and then you join in the front and then knit down until you join in the round, pick up the sleeves, and yeah, that's basically it. It's very mindless knit, I'd say, because the gauge is big. I knitted this one with 6mm needles, so it was a fast project, and it's stockinette throughout. The only thing is that you have to do some German short rows, so if you are a beginner, that's the only thing, but I think this is a beginner friendly project, definitely. So and I really love the details of the 2x2 rib. That's both on the sleeves, here at the neck, and also at the body. And what I really love about this sweater is that you have the split hem on the body as well. And I will insert some photos or videos when I'm having this sweater on so you can see what it looks like on me. Right now I'm just wearing it over a white t-shirt, and it has quite a high neck, but I do really like this look as well, that you can see that I have something underneath. I've been playing around a little bit with how I'm styling this sweater, so I used it over like a shirt, and it also looked very good, and just over like a t-shirt, it's also very nice. So my sweater number 14 is knitted in Cardigan by Vienna Scarf in the beige color 3021. So I used one strand of Cardigan, and then in the pattern it calls for 2 strands of mohair, and I used the mohair. I don't remember it looks like I haven't written down the number of the mohair, I mean for the color that I've used, but I can write it up in the notes so you can see what color I used for my sweater. I found that I really love knitting with Peer Gynt, and I have never knitted with Drops Kid Silk before. That's the mohair that I used for this pattern. I just don't remember the name of the color. But I don't know if I would knit this sweater, or I don't know. I'm not really keen on knitting anything else with the Drops Kid Silk, because I found that it was very hairy. It's I mean, every time I took this project up and I knitted it, my hands were filled with, you know, mohair and the sofa and my clothes, so I had to have a roller beside me every time I started to pick this pattern, I mean this project up, so I could like roller myself, like both on the hands, on my clothes, because yeah, it was super hairy, this mohair, and it's a cheap mohair as well. That's why I bought it. And now I've tried it, and I have my own thoughts of it, and I don't think that I am really keen on knitting something else with it. But overall, I'm very happy with this sweater. So happy that I would love to make another one. If I'm going to make another one, I was thinking of doing the V-neck version instead, if I'm making another one for myself. So that's basically all I've had time to finish since my last episode, and I'm, as I said, very happy with this project. I really like the details of it, and I do really like how basic, perfect sweater this is, and definitely I would like to knit it again because it's quite a fast project, and yeah, I'm very happy with it. It fits together with everything. Right, so let's move on to works in progress. I usually knit one project at a time, and maybe I have like a small project on the side that I could switch focus to, but now I have 4 different projects, and this is not like me at all, and I haven't finished any of these projects, so my mind is a bit like all over the place. But the first one I wanted to share with you is my Ingrid sweater, version 2. Okay, here is my Ingrid sweater. This is how far I've gotten. Ingrid sweater is a pattern by Petite Knit. It's a drop shoulder pattern, so you start at the back, over here, and then you follow the charts for a while, and then you pick up each shoulder, and then you do the front panel, and there's almost everything is charted except for like the very beginning with the small stitch at the back. Otherwise everything else is charted. So this is what it looks like, and this is the combination of the yarn I used, and I'm so happy with this color combination. I am so excited to finish this sweater so I can use it. I don't have anything knitted in brown before, so this sweater I think will really fit into my wardrobe. As you can see, there are some melange effects in the brown color. I hope the camera will pick it up. And that's because the yarn I used is Dansk Pälsull 5.5/2 by Hjellholt, and this is the color lot 302403. It's this brown color, super pretty. It's very warm, the brown color. I've showed this before. I talked about this color and this yarn in the last episode. And the yarn I'm using together is this Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair in the color dark cognac. So these two together create this melange color on the project. I've gotten quite far. I've been working on this quite a lot, but I still have quite a bit left on the body actually. So here on the body you work this mock cables that you do have here at the front and the back as well. But down at the body you're doing it twice. So it creates like an extra extension of the mock cables. And I find that the mock cables takes me some time because my fingers start to hurt after a while, and I think it's because I'm using them quite a lot when I'm knitting the mock cables. I think I'm like trying to I don't know, it's like I have to really use my strengths in my fingers to make this mock cables. So I've been taking a break for my Ingrid sweater on and off and worked on my other knits instead because and this happened for me last time when I knitted my first Ingrid sweater that I do have, that I've knitted, I think it was more than a year ago I knitted that one. And I remember that I got the same aches in my fingers, so I've been taking a break from this project for a while to get some rest. But I'm very excited and I want to continue with this sweater because I really think that it will be a good fit in my wardrobe. The other Ingrid sweater that I have from before, I talked about it in my first YouTube podcast. It's in this light, like bright gray color, and it's also a melange effect as well, because in that version I used a double Sunday and alpaca following thread, and the alpaca following thread was a bit brighter than the Sannes double Sunday yarn. Let's move on to the other works in progress that I have at the moment. I can start with the project that I haven't gotten far on at all, almost. It feels I've been stuck for a while, and it's my summer camp socks. It's a pattern by Knitterella, and I talked about this in my last podcast, that this is something that I really like to knit. It starts with the 1x1 rib here at the top, and then you do stripes in a contrast color. And the pattern after the cuff and all the way down, it's a 3x1 pattern, which creates, it looks quite sporty, I think, and it creates a very nice pattern to the sock. And then you get down to the heel, and it's a heel flap and gusset that you work here. And then you pick up stitches from the heel, and in the pattern you do stockinette on the heel side, and you continue in pattern at the top of the foot. So this is where I'm at the moment. I've done all the way up until here, and it's also a very mindless knit. You just continue until you get the length you want for your foot before you start with the toes. And I will use the contrast color that I used here at the top for my toes as well. So the yarn I'm using is from a brand called Nutritious, and I still don't remember the name of this color because I threw away the label when I bought this one in February. But the other yarn I'm using is the yarn from Fru Fjällman. It's also a hand-dyed sock yarn, and it's in the color Cinnamon. I don't have it here right now, but yeah, I'm not using that much of it yet. I will do it for another, perhaps sock project, or might even knit it for like mittens. I haven't decided. So this is the project. This is still the first sock of the two of them. I knit it on using the magic loop with Shea Goose 2.25 millimeter. Perhaps it's a 1 in US. And I really like knitting with Shea Goo needles. Yeah, so that's this is the summer camp socks by Knitterella. It's also a very mindless project to knit on when you are commuting. However, all my time on commuting has gone to this project instead. So, since I last talked to all of you, I did get a delivery from Cardiff Cashmere. Yeah, so I bought the Cashmere Classic by Cardiff. This yarn I bought, and I have started the Vienna set, but at the moment I'm just knitting the scarf, and I haven't decided if I'm gonna knit the mittens. So this is the pattern is Vienna set by Petite Knit. So you buy it as a set pattern, and then you have the patterns for the mittens as well if you want to make them. But I have just started the scarf, and what you do is that you cast on stitches, join in the round, and then you knit in the round and stockinette stitch. So it creates this tube scarf, and this is how far I've gotten on this project. The color I'm using, it's 509, I think it's called Silver. But it's a very warm beige color, and I think it fits me quite well. And I think it fits my winter coat very well as well. This project is like a perfect on-the-go project because it's mindless. It's all in stockinette and it's super soft. It's my first cashmere project for myself. And yeah, I am so excited to finish this one. And I've been working on it, usually when I commute to work. But sometimes when I just feel like I want something mindless and I need a break from my Ingrid sweater, this is a very easy project for me to pick up, just because it's something that I'm really, really excited for. So this is the Vienna Scarf by Petite Knit, and I can't wait to wear it. Yeah, so I have another project. As I said, I have 4 ongoing projects that I'm working on at the moment. And this project is a gift, which means that I have tried to put a bit more effort into this project so that I can finish it quite soon. I am knitting a Terrazzo neck. The pattern is Petite Knit as well, this one. And it's called Terrazzo neck. It's this thing you put on your neck, and it looks, if you have a jacket over it, it looks like a sweater basically, or even a vest, but it's open on the sides. So it's one of these things that you put on children when it gets cold outside. I remember I had this as a child when I was growing up, and I think it's very common to use for children because it's so easy to just put on. But Petite Knit released this pattern, it was long ago, but I think it looks very stylish. So this is the back. You start at the bottom and then you knit all the way up until you get to where the neck is gonna be, where you then cast off some stitches to do both the shoulders, and then you join in the front. So you've created this neck hole, and then you knit down for the neck as well, or for the front as well. And I think it's a very, I don't know, because I wasn't really keen on knitting a scarf as a gift, because I've knitted scarves as gifts before, and I thought it would be fun to make something unique for my friend. She also lives far up north where it's cold, so I think this is perfect garment for her to use. And the yarn I'm using for this, now I said that I didn't enjoy the Drops Kid Silk, and I stand by it. But I had ordered this yarn before I finished this sweater, so I've had this yarn for a while at home. If I were to do this order now, I would not have bought these Drops Kid Silk. So the pattern card calls for, what's the name of this brand? Filcolana, Peruvian Highland wool. And I'm using the color 977. And together with Drops Kid Silk in the color 56. So both of them are this like almond color. And I think it's turning out great. I'm looking forward to finish this because I do not love knitting with Drops Kid Silk. So those are the works in progress I have, and let's move on to my acquisitions and future plans. Okay, so the only acquisition that I have is this hot water bottle. I bought this online this week. And I've been seeing a lot of people knitting the Maxine hot water bottle cover by Laura Penrose. And I'm super excited to have a project where I can try my color work and also use up yarn from my yarn stash. And I think that this is such a perfect pattern to use it for. So I bought the hot water bottle because I didn't have that one before. And yeah, my plan is to knit a cover for this one soon. I haven't really decided, when I'm gonna do it. I just wanted to show you that I bought this one, and it might turn or come back to my YouTube in the near future with a cover. So that's like the only thing I've bought right now, because I've been taking like a pause from buying things online because I'm going to a yarn festival at the end of this month. It's in Stockholm soon. It's called the Sy- and Hantverksfestivalen. So it's this big festival that includes a lot of handmade different things. So it's not just knitting. There's a lot of knitting, there's a lot of yarn and hand-dyed yarn and different yarn shops and yarn stores all over Sweden that come to this festival, but it's also a lot of sewing. So they're selling sewing machines, fabric, they're selling wooden handmade stuff as well. So it's this huge festival that's here, and it's at different places in Sweden as well, but it's in Stockholm now at the end of October, and I'm super excited to go there. I'm going there with my friend, so I've been holding on to not buy anything new because I really want to look at some yarn to get some inspiration before I order anything. And I was also thinking, I have 4 projects going on at the moment. It's not like I don't have anything to knit, so I think that I should finish these before I buy something new, or at least have a look in real life and see what I want to buy. Because the yarn I am planning on looking at is, I want to knit the Cardigan number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And I want to find a perfect white shade that works for me. I was thinking of buying the undyed yarn, and because I think that the recommended yarn is Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino together with the soft silk mohair. But I would like to look at the color before I buy it online, especially if I'm going to buy it in a sweater quantity. So I think that I will wait a little bit before I buy that yarn, and I was thinking it's a great opportunity for me to look at yarn in real life when we are going to this festival. So one of my plans is knitting the cardigan number 9. Another one of my plans is I would like to knit mittens for myself. I've seen a lot of knitters on YouTube and on Instagram that have knitted a lot of mittens, and it has given me such inspiration to make a few ones for myself. And I really like the one, because I was looking at Woozy by Celine. I was looking at her podcast a couple of days ago, and she was working on a pattern called the Frost Mittens. So I've since then bought that pattern because I think they look lovely. And my plan is to look at yarn that I could use for those mittens when I'm at the yarn festival. Another project that I'm planning is my husband has asked me to knit another sweater for him, and I love knitting sweaters for him because he uses them a lot. It's all of my like hand knitted sweaters are his favorite sweaters, so I find that it's so rewarding for me to knit something for him. And he has now requested another sweater, and I've told him, okay, you do your research, look at what pattern you want. But it took me I don't think he really wants to like request a sweater, so he didn't really like look into it that much, because I don't know, I think he knows that it's a lot of work, etc. So I mean, he still wants a sweater, but he doesn't want to like take the step and actually plan for it himself. I don't know, it sounds crazy talking about this, but okay, so I've been looking at a lot of sweaters for him as well, and Sun is Gone. They released a few patterns for men, new patterns for men, and I think they look so good. All of the patterns there, really like them. They have a pattern with a high neck collar. They have a lot of hat, like beanie patterns. They have sweater patterns. They look very good. But I know that my husband, he really loves his zipper sweater. He says that that is his favorite sweater of all time. And I said to him, okay, I'm quite tired of knitting zipper sweaters, because I've knitted him the zipper sweater light and I've knitted myself the zipper sweater light. But I've said to him, I can knit you a zipper sweater, but in that case it would have to be the like original version, not the light version. And he said he was completely fine with that, and he would really like to have a thicker sweater. So long story short, I am planning on knitting a zipper sweater for my husband. And he wanted something in a brown color, so I might look into that at the yarn festival. And I think I might also look into, because as I said in the beginning when I was talking about my sweater number 14, I really want to knit another sweater number 14, but I think I want to knit the V-neck version for myself. I think I want to knit it in a plum color or like dark red color. So I might look into what type of, I want to see the yarn in real life. I want to feel it. I want to see what the differences are between different brands. See if I find something that I really like. So I have a lot of projects that I want to look for yarn for the festival. So that's why I've been waiting on ordering any yarn at the moment. Yeah, I think that's the plans that I have going forward. I would really like to find some nice hand-dyed yarn. Perhaps for the frost mittens would be fun to have hand-dyed yarn. Don't know, I've never done color work, so I think it's good to start with a small project, either for the hot water bottle cover or for mittens. I think it's a good small project to start off when you're doing color work. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's my update, what I've been doing so far. And if you made it this far, and if you listen to me babble all the way here, I would just love to say that I appreciate it very much if you would like to follow me on Instagram, here is my Instagram that you could see here. I usually post more there than I do here, obviously. I'm not here so often. I try to at least be here like every month is my plan. But yeah, I'm very, very, very thankful if you made it this far. And I would like to have some material to use for my next video from the festival here in Stockholm. So let me know if you would be into that. Let me know what your plans are. Let me know, let me know what you're working on. And if you have any comments, questions, or anything, reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. You can comment down on this YouTube, or you can find me on my Instagram. Thank you so much for listening all this way, and I will see you next time. Bye.